an interesting conversation. Welcome back from the break. It's always a delight to have you. This is still Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. And with me on this particular episode, I've got Mr. Chiwanuka and Madam Zaituni. And we are talking about really the influence of the Muslim faith, yes, on the urban businesswoman. But we're also talking about this, they're giving us insight on some of the things that really happen. For example, Haji brings on another wife, and then all of a sudden, someone who was really not, a woman who was not inclined into business is now very competitive because the other woman has entered business, and sometimes you are misplaced. And then you also mentioned that sometimes Haji keeps putting more and more and more money because he's under pressure. No, you started the other business for this woman. Now also start for me. And you know people who have actually tried. Haji keeps putting money and support for these women, but 3 times the businesses are not working. Why? But let us now get down to the realities about it. Mr. Chiwanuka, you are also the chairperson for the Corporate Muslims Association. And you also mentioned that it is within this particular Muslim faith, it is money is an important thing, right? What are those particular issues that are coming up when you're having conversations within your association, especially in regards to women in business? What are those issues? The things that you are worried about, apart from the other jobs that keep exposing the women out there and making them vulnerable. What are those other fears that keep coming up?
Apart from that, it could be that I'm doing a business, I've set up a business, but it's collapsing, I'm investing a lot of money. I think many have to understand what your wife can do, can handle. Not you, what you think can work for you, can work for your wife.
Please, stress it, talk to them.
I think they need to understand that, understand your wife. Yeah. What are you good at? Yeah. If you're good at cooking, let us think set up a restaurant. Than me thinking you are good at tailoring. Okay? Because I'm good at, I have an underwear, it means that I can also start an underwear somewhere. If I need to understand that, because business is all about passion. Can you put in any extra effort when you're doing that business? So before you put money in your wife, I have a friend of mine, she wanted to do a business for the wife. She told me, this woman is telling me to open up for a phone shop, that side of Gaya's. But it's a lot of money, I don't know if it work out. I thought, for you, what do you want to do? I was thinking of doing brailers at home.
That's the man talking?
Yes. I told him, you think she will love the idea, and said, let me first put money in her, and if it fails, then I'll push her to do the brailers. So she's using it as try out. If it fails, you do my business.
But the money has gone.
The intention is
the money has gone.
I told her, please, I think do the business she can. Just advise her to do the business. She loves, because business goes with extra effort, a lot of sacrifice. She may end up making you losses because you force her to do this business. Let her do what if it fails, then I think you can advise her doing the other business. So it's all about understanding your partner, which business can you invest in. And other women have their own money, by the way. They can even be advising men how to run businesses. Not always a man is the omega and alpha and everything. Even a wife can advise you. I've seen women advising their partners. They get money, they invest them wrongly. They go into different investments. Then he sits the husband and says, we have these children who are growing up. How can we invest this money in a better way? And the woman has made a man. That's why Kacham was talking about an additional value. It's not about coming with your money, but a woman who's going to develop you. A woman who can support you. Emotionally, you can come back frustrated. All the business, they are not moving out. There's the way she can pull you up and say, it will work out. I'm going to pray for you. Tomorrow let us do it again. That can push you next day to work. You find a man is struggling alone because he's alone. The wife is only thinking about asking for money. We don't have sugar. We don't have this. The mommy is sick. That's the only vibe you're getting in your head. But someone sits here and asks, how was your day? How was the business today? This one came. This didn't work out. I know I contact in UBC. I think I can call someone. Oh, they have a contact in Umeme. Someone can help us to supply them. We need such kind of women.
Well, in women in business, we are very keen on the support, on the supportive, systems, especially around not only just men, but women as well. Now, we have been talking about this for quite a while, and it's very good that some of these aspects are coming up. Yes, you mentioned that in most cases, it's not just you being able to make this money and then go back home, and then all of a sudden she is just all about spending the money and what. If she gives you that support, it helps you move on. But you had also mentioned in the first part that even when she comes to you basically and says, I have made some money, now let me add, or let me help you out. You need another 2 million to inject into your business. Let me help you out. That is a benefit as well for you, for the man. So it's very important to support women. Just a minute. What are those particular things, Zaituni, that you believe women are doing wrong, even when they have men such as him come up and support them? What do you think they are doing wrong that they could otherwise maybe change? We heard about this story about, you know, the different lodges up on top of the malls that, yes, that caused a lot of chaos. And I remember there are 2 men that you know, were worried. And they said, you know, I had just supported my wife. And now this again is coming out in the open. So these are things that come out in the open, and then you wonder what is actually happening, but men actually recoil instead of supporting their wives. What are those issues?
Actually, whenever we have discussions with my fellow women, we have come to realize that women are very good at self-sabotage. It's like
repeat that.
It's like self-sabotage. Someone is good at like drowning themselves.
Women are good at
very wonderful at self-sabotage. The what she says, the action she, you know, the way she just behaves is just killing her. Now we are talking about a woman who has been blessed with a husband
who is supportive,
who knows his responsibilities. You don't even ask and he gives. He's just there to take you to the next level. The number one thing that I think that we are forgetting as women, we first and foremost have forgotten that we are accountable to God. Women have forgotten that they have a part of the cake in heaven, if I should use the layman's language.
According to your faith.
Women have forgotten that God is watching them. So this woman has left home and she has come to the mall, and then at lunchtime she goes up in the lodge. She has simply forgotten that God is watching her. And whatever you do, you are going to pay. That is number one.
You can't hide
you
and get
have to
away
pay.
with it.
Even when your husband doesn't find out, you will have to pay for those
but the idea is if I can do it 5, 10 times and not to get caught.
Whether 5 or once or 100 times, we were talking about women who are today, they've grown elderly, the beauty no longer now can make any profit because your beauty is your business. People need to understand. If you don't look okay, nobody will bring you maybe on their screens. You understand? Your beauty is important. Your appearance is business. But forgetting that you are accountable to the master of the universe is one thing that women have totally forgotten. Even at home.
Not all women. There are women. There are women watching us right
when
now.
We say women,
there are some.
When we say women, it's like the bigger part, especially women who have gone to the ordinary business we are talking about, women who have gone into the business center, women who are in the malls. And we are not talking, when we say forgotten that God is watching us, it's not about just the sexual activities. It's even about the way you do the business itself, because for us, Islam guides us on how we deal with people when it comes to business. For example, if I come to you today and I want a dress from you, why would you sell a dress that you got for 30,000 from me and you sell it at 300,000, for example? That is not Islamic. It's not Islamic.
Abnormal profits.
Abnormal profits are not Islamic. Why would you sell to me tomatoes that are rotten, you woman, in the market? That is not Islamic. So when we say God, you're forgetting God. It's not about the woman who goes in the lodge. It even goes into how you are doing the business itself. Because if God is not blessing your business, you are going to fail. That is a very principal thing that we are doing wrong. Number two, we are forgetting that we are responsible for the family unit. We have a half share. Your husband has a responsibility for the status of the family. You, woman, you still have a big role to give a good picture of your family. So which kind of wife are you, displaying out there? When you go in your shop, for example, are you the kind of businesswoman who abuses everybody? We have women who say big words in the mall and they're like...
Not only just in the mall, really. But
when I say
elsewhere
a
in
mall, I'm
business.
unable to say like the mall, the like so many places that I go. It's just an example. We are talking even in the market. Should I say like every other? I will not say like everywhere.
Yeah.
But we are
In your
talking
business
about the
space.
woman who has gone out into the public, the man that is the public, which the man is so scared of that my woman is going to go out there and she's going to abuse everybody.
So you're talking about the principles of Islam, yes? Integrated
Yes,
into business.
I think that
integrity.
That is why we are here.
Integrity, yes. Do not have all these scandalous affairs all around.
You know,
You're talking about customer care.
Exactly.
Yes, these are all principles that move from your
Business
faith
and Islam.
into Islam.
And Islam.
Yes.
So you're looking at, a man may not be scared of me being illicit, sleeping with men. But he's just worried about my inability to be hygienic, for example. The husband knows that his wife cannot put things in order. So he's like, you want to go and start a shop, but you cannot put things. And he will not outrightly come and tell you that, look, you cannot maintain a shop. You're disorganized.
Yes.
You understand? So we need to understand that when we go out like we've chosen to come out, let us not forget that we have a reputation to keep. You are Mrs. Lukoya. You are Mrs. Chiwanuka.
Please look at them.
You understand?
And
Let
stress.
that picture not fail because you have started a salon.
And you're getting some money.
So women who are going out in business are forgetting that they are women, that they are wives, that they are mothers. So we are seeing women getting money and they are losing everything.
Every other thing.
Actually, I know a friend who says it in a funny way. She says that money came and robbed women of everything. Today we have a challenge. Can a woman be rich and be married?
And they normally ask that.
Today it's a question. Yes. Can you have lots of money and be a wife? So women need to understand, as we go out and look for money, in whichever way we have chosen, let's not forget that reputation of just being a woman, even when you're not married. You need to put out that abachala, the women, so that we don't have, stupid pictures of women, representation that does not sell the woman. Today we have mistrust. Today men cannot trust any woman. When we come to talk about men, we shall talk about it.
But we have a man here.
We have a man.
We have a man. And this is why it's very good to have both genders.
Because as I complete, men are failing to trust us in business because of the few women who have failed to manage themselves in the business.
Is this true?
I think it starts from home. Because if you cannot look after me at home and you're going to do business, that's another extra work. If you cannot look after my children and me, then you bring in business. A woman to do business, you must have multitask.
You must be able to multitask.
Exactly. Without that, you can't.
And basically to balance the both well. So if the home front is not working out quite well,
it will be hard. That means all the responsibility, you're going to take it to the maid or help at home, who's supposed to do all the work. And what about the kids? We're going to groom these kids.
You cannot manage a family of 3 people, and you are putting up a restaurant that is going to have thousands of people coming in. That is why we have typhoid today. Someone has a restaurant, but she's unable to maintain hygiene of plates and forks.
But there is also the other woman out there that is watching that says, you know what, let there be social justice. Yes? I cannot be everything and everyone to everyone. I cannot be everything, the alpha and omega to everyone. I am not perfect. I am not 100% perfect. Please. Stop misrepresenting me that I am going to be able to bring in 100 million and also have a perfect home. Yes? And that is the woman. And that is why there's a lot of women out there who are telling you, I am tired. If I am at home and I am good with business, please support me. Let me have a supportive unit, at least at home, so that I can be able to balance it. Yes? So at the same time, you're also saying, and this is happening because I've said it so many times, you have men that say, you know what, you are failing to balance things at home. Your business is good. You're failing to balance things at home. The in-laws have come and not found you here, blah, blah, blah. Leave, you choose. Either the business Either the business or home.
Choice has to come.
Yes? Either the
Choice
business.
has to
But
come.
you are the person who supported me to start this business. And you knew that I love this business. You knew that I would grow this business. Why does it surprise you that I am coming back at 8? Why does it surprise you that we have many customers who now want us to come in basically on a Saturday? Why, instead of telling me to pull out, don't you give me the support? Why don't you give me the support? Wouldn't that work? No, no.
The counselor should come in.
First, wouldn't that work? Let's first hear. Wouldn't that work?
Of supporting your wife?
Yes.
Because
so that both benches, instead of you expecting that she's going to be perfect, the other side and also perfect.
A woman is supposed to be an administrator. It's like you see a head is the man, the neck is the woman.
Yes.
The neck controls the turning of this head. So the wife is an administrator. What I'm trying to say is he can administer at this home, even if he's working. If he's good at multitasking, that's what I told you. So we have house helpers.
Yes.
You can even tell house helper,
You can delegate and she does
this is how things are done. By the time you train how to cook, how to do things, so that me as a husband, I don't care if my shirt is ironed. I just want to iron the shirt. I don't know how the process. I want food on the table to be served by my wife. I don't care the process of the food. Yes. So the wife has to understand her job and says, I'm doing this job, how can I multitask? I found this generation women are suffering a lot than men. Yeah. Because when you look at our how God created us, we are supposed to be sharing responsibilities.
Yes, and gender roles are fluid,
apparently. Because
a
man was supposed to look after the wife. A woman is supposed to take care of the home. You understand? Now the woman is doing both. That's overloading her. She's supposed to look after the kids. You have come at the same time. All of them is doing the same job. You work in Bank of Uganda, I work in Stanbic Bank. But I'm supposed to cook for you as a woman. I'm supposed to make sure that the kids have eaten. Everything is on me. Yes. And if a husband doesn't have a faith of loving God and understanding, will not understand. Will still tell you, give me this, do this, like ordering you all the time. Not knowing you also coming from the same place. So the husband's there to have faith in God and love and caring for their partners. Because supporting them. Because you understand she comes back at 2. Pass by at the shop. Yes. How is it going? How can we get another person to support you? Advise how we can solve this problem coming back late. Than saying you're coming back late, never going back there. Coming back home to do what? Stay with the women on the village doing what? It's a doctor.
Actually, it sounds better in Luganda. Yeah? But the counselor in you, the counselor in you, sometimes I feel like you basically have two sides, yes, two faces. You even had a little bit of contradiction in your last. Because you said if you cannot balance the boat as a woman, yes, if you cannot multitask, don't get into that. But then you're saying, again, as you closed off, you're saying, but both of you are working. Both of you are coming back. Your woman is working in the bank, you're also working in the bank. You're coming back at 8, so you must be able to understand your wife and believe in God and also, So
situations differ. Now I gave you an example of people professionally working. Yes. The other one is a business I invested in money, which I can do without. Oh. I opened up a business because I loved you. And I want to see you better. I want to make you happy. My wife is happy because she runs a business. But if I find this business I opened for is becoming a problem for my family,
we close it.
We close it.
But you were also talking about the counselor, yes? The counselor coming in, how would it work? How is it supposed to work? Is it unrealistic? Is it unrealistic to expect that as a working woman who is trying to balance the business and also the home front, that I will delegate to the support units that I have? Is it unrealistic?
It is, you've mentioned the word perfection. Perfection is not anywhere. And actually balancing work and home is still not there. People are struggling and balancing, you will not be able to balance. Yes. But it comes back to what our priorities are as individuals and as a family. If we have chosen to start a business that is going to help us make some more money and maybe take our family to the next level, but then we realize that starting this business is going to kill our family, the business closes. Now that is like the ordinary thinking or the good thinking. But we have come to a point today whereby the woman is like, I'm not going back. Which is still taking us back to... Yes, I'm not going back if the family... We have so many families that are breaking today because people are choosing to take their business
and careers.
Leave the careers and they leave the family, which is a very bad thing. So we still want to go back to the root of business. If it is my head that is doing business, it means I can close, take my family for 2 or 3 years and then come back again. Now that comes from the self-esteem and understanding yourself. But if I'm a baker, for example, and I've been baking from home, and then the business grows, we start getting a shop, and then we have branches, and then all that. But at a certain point, the bakery becomes a problem. Whereby it's not even my husband who is unhappy, but my children are unhappy. They are sick. The maids are not staying. Somehow the whole home is a mess. You're like, you know what? Bakery, stop. Okay?
First stop.
I have done this.
Yes.
Personally, I've done this.
Many times.
I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher by profession. I have gone to the highest level of a teacher. I was a head teacher. But the time when I was a head teacher is when my children, I had 4 children then. You get it? Yeah. And my firstborn was starting school. Then where we were, there was no school that I thought would take my child. I was like, you know what? We have to ship. That is number 1. To go to a place where we can, school our children better. Number 2. I'm spending a lot of energy on other people's children. And my children are suffering. With the maid.
Yes.
I said I'm going to give 10 years to my children.
And you did.
And that was like me.
And you closed everything.
Not influenced by anybody. Of course, you don't close everything because there are things that will still come in. Most of them will be like, Zai, where are you? We have this gig. We go and do it and I come back home. You understand? But not this day, go home, go to work. You understand? Because you can't have your cake and eat it. Yeah. Most of the time, when we go out there, the home dies. Yeah. That is the truth. That is why I want to call upon myself, especially the women, to embrace business that can be done either close to home, business that can be done from home. Yeah. You understand? Business that allows you to come in maybe half day. Yes. Because your natural role is very important for this world. Your natural role is very important. We must give birth. We must look after our children. We must take care of our husbands. We must. If we don't, we are not going to be happy because it's a natural thing.
It's very, these thoughts, these conversations are very, very key. They are very important. One, because we don't work in isolation, yes? But also because we have continued support and partnerships all aimed at women empowerment, yes, and women economic empowerment especially. But sometimes they miss out on some of these things. I will give you an instance. When they come in and sometimes within mentorships, the women that are selected to be mentored, yes, are all about those ones that show, that can exhibit, one, that there is, there is something legal that is established, making profit. That they are, that they're on the way, that they're making something. But there is something about the continued growth. They always look at those particular businesses. Those are the ones that qualify. Continued growth. Now you are telling me that you have actually even gone through that phase of shutting down everything. Yes? To make sure that basically you take care of your children, the home front. And no wonder when they're talking about Uganda being one of the enterprising countries in the world,
and at the same time,
they also mentioned that the businesses do not even make 1 year. Yes? They do not make 1 year. So is it because sometimes the different stakeholders that come in to empower and to support women do not actually look at the home front?
The nature of
the nature and the system.
Yes.
And you cannot pull out. You can't just say, oh, now you begin looking at the money. Because at the end of the day, you're going to say, something that I've injected in you out of love, and now I'm even going to push you the same way you pushed your wife and took her to the Indians to get money. I'm going to support you. But the moment she's not around, the moment you're not getting the care at home, the moment things are not working out, your kids are crying, they are sick, and she's not around, because she has traveled to Seychelles to make a business deal. You're going to say what? You're going to say what? You're going to say, please.
Close, actually, obviously. Because I'm losing my marriage.
You're losing your marriage. And marriage and faith are still very integral parts
Exactly. That's why we exist. That's all it's
because
about.
today we are discussing the influence of Islam on business, women in business.
But it also cuts across.
Yeah, we could go across.
It also cuts across. And these sentiments are within the Christians. Yes, these sentiments are within the traditional African society. These sentiments cut across. But sometimes, of course, we have to look at the unique aspects. In just 1 minute, I want you to summarize something that you would want people to clarify. You want to clarify for people to understand out there. Just in 1 minute.
I want to tell actually every person there out to know that we're here to solve problems for each other. So discover that thing you're good at to solve in your community, your homes, everywhere you are. As a Muslim woman, may I believe the best business is to do it around home or in your home or professionally. There are those jobs which are not mentally not for women, they are for men. Yeah. So I advise you to look for jobs you can handle, that you love, that you can give in your best to make it in life.
Thank you. What about Zaituni? What would the woman out there, you're a businesswoman, you're a business coach, you're a mother, you're a professional teacher, as well you have taken off 10 years and quit, yes, and said, you know what, I'm going to bring up my children. Yes, and now you are back again at it. You are running your businesses, you are doing your networking, you are training women. So what would you want to tell the woman out there? Because we need to know. Is she going to start that business earlier? What should she know before she actually starts the business so that it does not close? Can she balance things?
Balancing is not so easy. We just keep fighting for it. We keep, like, it comes and goes.
Yes.
But my last
you have to specify.
It has to be very specific. I think let me just go to the point that I just made earlier, that let's not forget that we are more accountable to God than our husbands, our families, our friends, what the society is saying. Don't forget God in whatever business that you've chosen to do. Number 2, don't choose family over business.
No, the other way around.
Eh?
Don't choose family over business.
Don't choose business over family. And lastly,
yes,
business can be done from anywhere. It's not a must that you should leave home.
And this has been made possible with the COVID lockdown. Yes. Things have actually changed and made it possible.
I have a question for you.
Please do.
If your husband calls you and you find a missed call, and then your supervisor also calls you and you find a missed call, whom do you first respond to?
Who do you first respond to, Zaituni?
Oh, Muslim knows the answer. Me, my boss is my husband.
Yes.
In Uganda, I called him Mukama Wange. Everybody knows it.
Yes.
But it doesn't make life hard.
That is the whole picture for you.
Exactly.
This has been Doreen Kemjisha on Women in Business, Smart 24 TV. We were delighted to have Zaituni. We were delighted to have as well Mr. Chwanuka gracing this particular topic that we were talking about, Islamic influence, the Islamic faith on the urban businesswoman. Please take note of some of these things because they are very pertinent to wherever you are. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next episode, and bye-bye.